Hey beautiful people, my name is Ajay, and in this video I'll be illustrating you a data analytics project that I did in Power BI. So the business problem is to create credit card transaction and customer reports and dashboard. So here primarily we use two CSV files and which is credit card and customer, and the CC add and cust add is for recurring data. So I'll just give you a glance on what each what each column really mean, and yeah, so maybe you'll get a pretty much idea of what's really happening. So this is the credit card CSV file. Both the CSV files, both the credit card as well as the customer CSV file, both contains 10,000, close to 10,000 records. Okay. I'll just give a glance of what each column means. So client number is the primary key used here. The card category, there are four card categories. I'll put a filter so you'll get an idea. So card categories are blue, gold, platinum, and silver. The third column is annual fees, um, activation for 30 days, and then customer acquisition cost, then the week start day. So the data has been collected from 1st of Jan 2023 and till um, 24th December 2023. I'll get back to why we didn't take the details till 31st. Okay, and then we have the week number, so 52 weeks. So it's also one of the key things which we have to. This is a custom column that we have created after creating week start date using Power BI DAX function. Then we have quarter for the four quarters. Then we have current year, which is pretty much same. I don't think it's that. This is the data set we got. So like there has to be some like data cleaning everything that and pre-processing that has to be done. Then we have the credit limit, total revolving balance. So this is like the money that you have to owe to the credit card company, and then total transaction amount on that particular transaction and on that particular day. And we have the total transaction volume and the average utilization ratio. So this value has been computed by dividing total revolving balance by the credit limit. Then we have the chip, like how the transaction has been done, whether using the chip or just swipe or through online. Then the expense type and the interest earned through that particular transaction, and the delinquent, whether the process was delinquent or not. Okay. Then let me show you the customer details. This is pretty simple and straightforward. We have the primary key. Then we have the customer age as the second column. The gender, um, uh, the dependent count. It's like how many members are in the family. Then we have education level, um, marital status, then the state. So the data set is from United States. So pretty much they are abbreviated the states of US, the zip code, whether the person is a car owner, house owner, personal loan, contact. Then we have what the job that particular person is doing, how much income is generating, and the last is the customer satisfaction score. So okay, I haven't used the filter right. Oh, data. Yeah. So customer satisfaction score is from 1 to 5. Okay. So these are the two primary Excel. So same as before, it has close to 10,000 records. Okay. So I used Postgres to kind of to kind of do the data cleaning and everything, to figure out like what the null values are, and there were a few things that has to be done to kind of make the thing much more structured. And then I'll show you the reports. So this is the first report. So the first one is the credit card transaction report. So here, okay, so this might look so, too much to take on. So I'll just give a glance of what each and every block means. Let's start from the first. So this is a table that I've created with four entities: card category, sum of revenue, sum of total transaction amount, and sum of interest earned. So for each card category, what's the value for each revenue and transaction amount and the interest earned? Okay. Then I've created a button uh, for each quarters. So here this value signifies how much total revenue it is. So total revenue as per combined 4 quarters is close to 55 m or 55 mil. Then the transaction amount, total transaction is 45. Then we have the interest 8 mil, and the total transaction count of that particular entire list is around 656K. And here we could see that the revenue generated as per, like, if you look at what the customer's job is, we could see like a majority of the revenue has been generated by people who are businessmen, which is close to 17.4 mil. Then we have white collar jobs, self-employed government. This is all moderate. Then we have revenue by expenditure type. Here it is what kind of expenses are major, like which all expenses have been generating more revenue. Then we can see bills, which generates close to 13.8. And so for each graph or chart, whichever, what we do is we kind of figure out like what the x and y axis should be and figure out what the label has to be done. And here is like revenue by use chip. So here we can use chip by sum of revenue. So we could see like how the revenue has been segregated through the mode of payment. Then revenue by gender. So we could see a domination of males, 30 mil. But it's pretty close, right? 25 mil for females. Then this graph kind of shows like for each quarters how the sum of total transaction count is going. So we could see a huge dip in quarter four for the total transaction count. Then revenue by each category, of course, it could be blue because blue is the most common one. Platinum is like the tier one. So um, so it generates only a less, but since majority of people are using blue, so it generates like really high revenue. So we could actually use it as an interface. So for example, I need to know what exactly is happening in quarter one. Then I can just click on quarter one. Then it just everything aligns accordingly and figure out like what's really happening. So here we could see the total generated revenue in quarter one was 14 mil. Then out of that, like 8 mil, 5 mil one. This is how the mode of payment has been going. Then we have the revenue by income group. So this is something we have created here in Power BI. This one is income group. I'll show you how the income group is in, yeah, mm, yeah. So this is a new column we created using DAX function. Here we kind of segregate the group based on how much the person is generating income. So if the value is less than 35K, then it has low. If it's greater than 35K and less than 70, mid, then greater than 70, it's high. So three values for income group. And based on the income, so we use DAX function to create this column, and with that help, we kind of created this report. Okay, so high, mid, and low, and how the values have been segregating for it. This is for quarter one. We can use it for quarter two, quarter three, whichever. So all the values kind of reflect in each quarters what's really happening. Either you can click in, here or here, whichever the value would be the same. So this kind of gives you like how the transactions are happening over this period of time. Then we have the customer report. So customer report is like it reflects how the customers, it just gives a brief idea of what to get an insight of what the customers are. So here we have a sum of revenue by age group. So here we could see the people with the age of 40 to 50 they give us a revenue of around close to 25 mil. Then average income of top five states. Here we could see the average income of top five states. And so how did we get top five? Like why it is not showing all the 50 states? Because we use a filter to filter only the top five items in here using the filter tab. Then we have count of client number by marital status. Here we could see, I mentioned, right, like there are close to 10,000 records. So 5,000 are been, yeah, 5,000, close to 5,000 people are married, single are 4.2K. Then these are the unknown data. So these are like null values. So we have to replace it with unknown. That's a generally a good practice. Like if there is a like a empty cell and like you don't have clarity of what's happening, either you can ask the person who gave the data, or like you could use conditional formatting and kind of format that particular cell to something meaningful like unknown. Otherwise, everything is going to pile up and things will get irregular. Then count of client number by dependent count. Yeah, based on how many people have it's like segregating each family is like if how many people have how many members. So here we could see in the family. So from this is dependent count is zero, means they are like alone. Then we have one, two, three, four, five members of the family. This table shows like customer job, count of customer job, that shows 10,000. Yeah, so and the sum of their income. And here we could actually give a rough sketch. Here we could see 1,900 people are businessmen and they generate the most income, right? Higher the numbers, but we have to also look at this. Self-employed 2,575. Okay, it's higher, but the sum of income is lower, which makes sense, right? Because here we could see the highest income generating is businessman, and of course that's how the revenue is also happening. The people generating huge revenue to the credit card company is also businessmen, and that's how we could kind of see the insight. And here is the revenue by week. So from Jan to December 24th, how both males and females, how they are been giving revenue by week. So each data point is like a week. So first Jan, this is week one. Then we have week two and up to 52 distinct data points. Okay. And then now I'll show you how to update. So this is like I mentioned, right, like this is only till 24th of December. It's not till 31st, right? Okay, sure. Yeah, till 24th. But what about the rest? Like from 25th to 31st? That's another week, right? That's when we or like recurring data. So we use Postgres to update the database. So here I am updating customer. Okay, credit card detail. Okay, credit card detail. Mm, credit card ad. So it will just append the rest of them. I'll show you the CSV file for credit card ad. So this contains close to 186 records. This is till yeah, till 31st. Uh, okay, I'll credit customer. Yeah. So this also like the first row is a header. So we could see 185 records, and both in credit card ad also 185 records. Okay. Here we could see the date. Now you'll get an idea of what happened. Yeah, 31st, right? So we need to add this data as well. For that, we could use Postgres import and so credit card add to the credit card detail. Yeah. So that's been added. Okay, that's been added. And then we need to add the customer detail as well, right? So customer detail, we have to import the data. Customer, customer add. Okay. So that's been done. So this has been connected to my Power BI through the local host. So now here it's showing till 24th, right? So now if I refresh it, it will show till 31st. Yeah. So here's 24th and the next week, 31st. It's been reflected. Now you could see previous time it was like 55 mil, right? So 57, things started to change. Details are been added, and now, this is how you could add data and not like there won't be much of an issue. Like just, yeah, make sure the connection is valid, and then once that is done, you can import the data and things will start to reflect on the Power BI dashboard. So this is just a basic project, and yeah, I hope you got a rough understanding of what is happening, like what's the approach and what kind of preliminary analysis that I've done, and kind of creating a meaningful insight so that you can, deliver these and share these insights to the stakeholders. So I hope you got um, a really good idea of what the overall project was. So thank you.